News alerts flash across the globe. Chinese warships encircle Taiwan, US carrier groups move into the Philippine Sea, and Taipei scrambles jets in response to a massive airspace intrusion. The world holds its breath. The long-feared crisis in East Asia is now reality. The Taiwan Strait, just 100 miles wide, is the planet's most dangerous flashpoint. For decades, this was a war game. Now the pieces are moving for real. In Beijing, generals trace invasion routes. In Washington, the president faces impossible choices. In Taipei, 23 million people wonder if their way of life will survive. The global economy teeters, supply chains grind to a halt. This isn't just about one island, it's about the future of the global order. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher. The focus is on military hardware, but the real story is about people. The Taiwanese soldier, the Chinese pilot, the American sailor, all part of a larger geopolitical drama. This drama has been building for over 70 years. Now, the final act may be about to begin. The question: what happens next? This is not a sudden storm, but a hurricane forecast for years. Beijing's military might and aggressive rhetoric have grown. Analysts warned of a potential deadline, 2027, the PLA's centennial. The US has deepened alliances and repositioned forces. Taiwan has transformed its defenses into a porcupine, ready to make any invasion costly. The tension, once a low hum, is now a deafening roar. The world is on a knife's edge. The next move could change everything. The crisis is here. Why is Taiwan so crucial? It comes down to geography and technology. Taiwan sits at the heart of the first island chain, a barrier that cages in China's navy and blocks access to the Pacific. For Beijing, controlling Taiwan is a strategic necessity. It would give China deep-water ports, allow its submarines to vanish into the Pacific, and turn Taiwan into an unsinkable aircraft carrier. From Taiwan, China could threaten US bases in Japan and Guam, and dominate shipping lanes vital to global trade. But there's more. Semiconductors. Taiwan's TSMC produces over 90% of the world's most advanced microchips, essential for everything from smartphones to missiles. If China controlled Taiwan, it would control the global supply of these chips, holding the digital economy hostage. China has tried and failed to build its own chip industry. Taking Taiwan would shortcut that struggle. For the US and its allies, this is a nightmare scenario. Taiwan is where geography and technology collide, making it the most important place on Earth. The stakes are global. Whoever controls Taiwan controls the future. That's why the world cares. To understand China's obsession with Taiwan, look to history. The century of humiliation, a time when China was carved up by foreign powers, fuels Beijing's drive to restore national pride. In 1949, after Civil War, the communists took the mainland. The nationalists fled to Taiwan, both claiming to be the true China. For Beijing, Taiwan is a breakaway province. Reunification is a core principle of Communist Party legitimacy. President Xi Jinping has tied Taiwan's fate to his vision of national rejuvenation. With a target date, 2049, the PRC's centennial. Xi says he prefers peaceful reunification, but refuses to rule out force. This deadline adds urgency, turning a long-term ambition into a ticking clock. Failing to reunify would be a monumental failure for the party. The rhetoric from Beijing is more intense than ever. For China's leaders, Taiwan is the final chapter in their comeback story. They are determined to write it on their terms. The world is watching. The clock is ticking. Peace in the Taiwan Strait has long depended on U.S. strategic ambiguity. The U.S. recognizes the One China policy, but insists any unification must be peaceful. Through the Taiwan Relations Act, Washington provides Taiwan with weapons and support. The big question: would the U.S. fight for Taiwan? For years the answer was, maybe. A deliberate uncertainty to deter both Chinese invasion and Taiwanese independence. But as China's military grows, ambiguity is under strain. President Biden has repeatedly said the U.S. would defend Taiwan, signaling a shift towards strategic clarity. This raises the stakes, but supporters argue it's necessary to prevent a catastrophic miscalculation by Beijing. The U.S. backs up its words, with action warships sail the Taiwan Strait, and joint exercises with allies show resolve. Bases in the Pacific are being hardened, supplies pre-positioned. The goal: make any invasion too risky and costly for China to attempt. The shadow of American power looms large. The balance is delicate, but the message is clear. The US is preparing for the worst, hoping to deter it. The world's most dangerous standoff is getting sharper. The stakes are nothing less than peace in Asia. The next misstep could spark a global conflict. The world waits. The future hangs in the balance. Enter the Philippines, a nation once bullied by China in the South China Sea, now a key player in the Taiwan crisis. China's aggressive tactics, water cannons, maritime militias, and island building pushed the Philippines to the brink. An international tribunal ruled for Manila, but Beijing ignored it. Disillusioned, the Philippines pivoted back to its longtime ally, the United States. Under President Marcos Jr., Manila is strengthening security ties with Washington, Japan, and Australia. The Philippines is no longer just a victim, it's a strategic partner. Its geography, once a vulnerability, is now a massive asset. The South China Sea disputes awaken Manila to Beijing's true intentions. Now, the Philippines is a major obstacle to China's ambitions. The security map of East Asia has been redrawn. The US is back in the Philippines, thanks to the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA. This deal allows US forces to use key Philippine bases, especially on northern Luzon, just 200 miles from Taiwan. It's not a return to Cold War megabases, but a flexible, integrated partnership. American and Filipino troops train together, share intelligence, and upgrade facilities. From these bases, the US can rapidly deploy forces, launch jets, and monitor the Taiwan Strait. This proximity shortens response times and complicates China's invasion plans. Now, Beijing must worry about threats from the south as well as the north and east. Some Filipinos fear becoming a target, but Manila sees unchecked Chinese aggression as the bigger threat. Upgraded bases benefit both US and Philippine forces. It's a strategic bet. A stronger alliance is the best defense. The Philippines is now a frontline state in the contest for Asia's future. The stakes have never been higher. The Philippines' geography is a nightmare for Chinese military planners. The Bashi Channel between northern Philippines and southern Taiwan is a critical choke point. China's navy must pass through here to encircle Taiwan, but with US and Filipino forces nearby, it's a deadly trap. Anti-ship missiles, submarines, and patrol aircraft can shut down the channel, forcing China to take longer, riskier routes. This denies China the ability to quickly surround Taiwan and keeps a corridor open for Allied intervention. The northern Philippine Islands could host surveillance, missiles, and special forces, turning empty ocean into a contested battle space. Geography, once overlooked, is now destiny. The Philippines has become a formidable barrier to China's ambitions. The Luzon Strait is no longer a highway, it's a fortress. The balance of power has shifted. China's path is blocked. The US-China rivalry in the Philippines isn't just military, it's economic. China promised billions for infrastructure, but most projects stalled or never materialized. Filipinos grew skeptical, especially as Chinese aggression continued at sea. The US and allies stepped in, offering high-quality, transparent investment in infrastructure, digital tech, and clean energy. The US is the Philippines' largest investor and a top trading partner. Investments in EDCA sites create jobs and boost the local economy, showing the benefits of alliance. Economic strength and security go hand in hand. By offering a reliable alternative, the US reduces China's leverage. The Philippines is no longer dependent on Beijing's promises. In this tug of war, dollars matter as much as warships. The Philippines' future is bright thanks to its young, growing population, over 115 million, median age just 25. This demographic dividend means more workers, soldiers, and consumers, fueling rapid economic growth. In contrast, China faces a demographic crisis, a shrinking aging population, and looming economic stagnation. By 2050, China could have 400 million people over 60, a ticking time bomb for its ambitions. Some analysts believe Beijing's aggression is driven by a closing window of opportunity. The Philippines, meanwhile, is on the rise, making it an even more attractive partner for the US and its allies. As Manila grows stronger and more confident, it's no longer a pawn but an emerging middle power. Its strategic geography, alliances, and demographics make it the unexpected anchor of regional stability. The balance of power in Asia is shifting. The Philippines is at the center of the new order. China's plans are being upended. The future belongs to those who adapt. And right now, the Philippines is leading the way.